Last week on Knights of the Roll Table, our ragtag group of adventurers convinced Bart the Big Bard, formerly known as Massimo Lionheart, to accompany them on their mission to Darkwell Cave, in hopes of restoring his memories and recovering the Spiralite. Descending into Darkwell, the party encounters numerous threats, eventually winding their way to the den of Gussthorak.
Welcome to Knights of the Roll Table, an actual play D&D podcast.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Back at it again.
Where we last left off, before you there is a large open chasm about 80 feet across. A thin, 5-foot wide bridge spans the expanse of the chasm. You hear the rushing water of the river beneath the bridge and the dripping noises. You see a large cavern in front of you. The walls have curved so it looks like it's the inside of a giant tube. The ceiling is so high where you can't really make out the top, but on the ground you see some large stalagmites in various heights jutting up from the ground, some with pointed tips and others seem to be severed in small plateaus. Through the cavern walls, a green and blue phosphorescent vein runs through the rock. It provides a dim but eerie light source. You have a thin bridge in front of you about 5 feet across, and you've just heard Gussthorak in what you assume is Gussthorak, because Remara has told you that this is where his cavern is. And you heard in your brain, in your mind, "It's about time."
I assume that's Gussthorak.
That seems like a reasonable assumption.
Well, he's doing that thing where they sound like they've been waiting for you, like they knew you were coming ahead of time. But how could they know you were coming? I mean, we didn't send a...
He knows. He knows everything.
What would you guys like to do?
Anybody want to go first across this, incredibly treacherous-looking bridge?
Oh, I'll totally go.
Okay.
Hold on to this rope. I'm going to tie it around my waist.
Is it the magic rope?
Oh, yeah. It just ties itself. I forgot.
You have to give it a command.
Tie me.
And the rope ties a knot around your waist and kind of cinches itself, and it gives a little double tug, and it's tied.
That's a snuggie.
Bart, you're a strong fella. You want to hold the other end of that rope?
Okay.
Can somebody else also hold the other end of the rope?
I got it.
Thanks.
I'll lend a hand behind him as well.
I'm going to kind of do the little thing where you poke your toesies out, and you kind of feel as you're moving forward.
All right.
Is it
tap ahead.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Tap
tapping.
toes.
I'm the first one going out on this thing.
Okay.
I don't want to die.
Make a perception check for me, Coach.
Uh-oh.
Nothing better than a good old perception check. 16.
You start tapping your foot towards the beginning of this bridge, and as you do, right before you place your foot down on the first 5 feet of bridge, you notice a shimmering kind of metal right on the edge of the bridge, and you stop. You take a closer look, and you notice that this is not rock, it's actually metal, and there is a thin wire that's actually going along the side of the bridge towards the inside of the cavern.
Coach, what's the hold up? Why are you taking so long?
I, with my a very adept vision, have found some kind of small, wiry thing.
Ooh, a trap.
Anybody? That's a trap? I don't know how this little wire is going to hurt anybody.
Can we come over and, investigate it?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Okay. It's 17 plus...
Okay, you
Okay.
you see that the metal plate that kind of Coach is talking about is kind of hidden under some dirt and dust, and it extends about 6 feet and then stops, and it looks like rock after that. It's like a pressure
Saeleas,
plate.
I think you should touch this wire.
No, don't
Why,
touch the
why would I
wire.
do that?
No, don't.
I'm
touch
not
the
going to
wire.
do it.
Thank
I'm not
you.
stupid.
Okay. So I have thieves' tools. So if I can get down and examine and see if it's something I might be able to disarm.
You want to do an investigation check to see if you can do it, or just go in and do it?
We don't really know what it is, right?
Okay. So
we
make
need to
you
investigate
make an
further.
investigation check.
So that'd be a 12.
So there is a wire that's connected to something under a metal plate. You can see where it's wound around some bearings. Can't really see much without leaning over on the side over the chasm so you can see underneath.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, you can reach out and try to disarm the wire from the metal plate.
I will do that.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
All right. Everybody should really stand back.
Cut the red wire.
Hang on a
Thanks.
second. Before he does that, Sarsa is going to go ahead and put a hand on his shoulder and cast guidance, which will give you a d4 to your ability check.
And what do you say when you add guidance?
Saying, Jerik, you've got this. It's not a pretty lady, so I trust you with it.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Just saying,
All
your
right.
judgment in the
Here
past.
we go. Stand back. Oh, that was a nat 20, and I roll a 4 on guidance.
Oh,
and I have
nice.
another +6 altogether.
30.
With sleight of hand with these
Jeez
tools.
Louise, that's a 30.
So it goes well.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
So you reach out with your hand, and you kind of recognize this particular kind of bearing and the wire. It's like, oh, this feels like it's copper from the northern section of where I'm from, and you actually kind of feel the kind of buoyancy of it, and you're able to get in with your thieves' tools without even looking. You're kind of like having a conversation with.
I'm so confident when I see it and I totally understand what to do that I pretend that I'm totally going to like blow us off.
Yeah, it's not a very well done job, so you can actually kind of do it. But you see Jerik kind of sweating. You know, he's putting on like he's really nervous looking, and
Is everybody clear?
you kind of slyly to everyone else undo the wire and deactivate the trap.
And 3, 2,
Oh no!
1.
Jerk!
You hear a little.
One.
You hear a little.
Got it.
Wire goes.
Well.
You're right
You
here,
doubted
you know
me. You
that.
doubted me. You doubted me. I can tell you doubted me.
I
You
always
had
done,
that. I
Jerik.
totally
Whatever.
had that.
Whatever.
All right, big bad nasty.
Oh,
we
yeah.
disarmed your trap, and now we're coming for you.
Disarm the trap. Disarm the trap.
You know, you're not cute when you like this.
Okay, Jerry.
All right. What order would you like to cross this bridge?
Coach first.
Coach first.
Coach,
I'll go second. Sarsa will go second.
Sarsa,
I'll go next.
Ramara.
I'll go.
No. That's not initiative. Okay, then Jerik.
Then me.
Then Bart.
So
and then
this will take up
Saeleas.
the rear.
Yep, Saeleas is taking up the rear. Okay, so you guys walk across this 80-foot chasm, and there's rushing water underneath. Bart, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as memories come flooding back to you.
Oh,
Flooding.
hey. Wait. Oh. 12.
Okay, 12. So it's a little bit of PTSD feeling. You're kind of feeling a little bit anxious because something is very familiar about this, and the water is just rushing underneath, and you just stop in your tracks. And Remara is in front of you, and you just kind of stop for a second.
And I assume Coach would stop too,
You
since I'm still holding on
gotta
the
let
rope.
me know when you're gonna stop.
Coach stops. So everybody,
Oh,
so Remara,
my
you stop.
innards.
Everybody else stops.
What?
Kind of
Are
see
you
you
okay?
see
What-
Bart sort of frozen in his tracks.
I gotta get off this bridge.
What's going on?
I need to get off this bridge.
You're okay. Are you remembering?
I'm remembering that I don't like this height and water. This isn't good, guys.
You've
I
been
don't
here
know.
before, and now you're here now. But you're with friends.
Okay.
Hold on. You guys have been here before. Maybe some tips about the traps and the like treacherous like. Maybe you should be going.
Could we have this discussion not on the
All
bridge?
right, let's go forward because the crybaby wants to get
I'm
off the bridge.
swinging on the bridge.
Thanks, Coach. Keep walking.
Feeling a wee bit like a sitting duck right here.
Can I move now?
Everybody, let's go.
Look, Jared,
Yeah,
you go
okay.
ahead. You go ahead. I'll be right next to him.
I
All
can't.
right, as you move forward,
Okay, I take the rope. I take Coach's leash.
Who's a good coach?
I'm not a lizard
eventually,
yet.
Bart, you get enough nerve to step forward, and then you take another step, and you're able to move forward, and you all are kind of one step at a time, single file, moving across this bridge. It's pretty solid. It just takes a little while because you're being very careful. Coach, you're in the lead. Make another perception check.
All right. The thing I do best. Looking around.
How do things look up there, Coach?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
They look great.
Excellent. So you've crossed the bridge, and you cross the bridge, and it's a little easier for you to see now. There's a little bit more light from the phosphorescent. The rest of you kind of fall in behind Coach. And Coach, you see mostly all these rocks. You see an altar in front of you, and behind it there is some figure, but it's a little hard to see because the altar is kind of emanating this wave like you would see above a campfire. Kind of the air is kind of moving back and forth, but there's no fire. Over to the right, you see a small pile of what looks like fabric, clothes, bags. It's kind of about 30 feet to the right, and then there's this altar which is kind of raised up like a dais, and something is behind it, but you can't quite make it out. But there's some sort of glowing light from the altar itself.
Oh, you think that's a gobo effect or something? That's really cool.
Lighting humor.
It's what I'm trained for. I have a minor in stage tech
Really?
at the Bard's College.
The Bart's College. Yeah, your lighting professor would have been really happy.
Yeah,
with that,
that's nice. I like how they cross the spots there to make
that par 4. Is
yeah.
So it looks like this altar is on fire. And there's some blankets over there on the right-hand side. Is everybody on secure footing now? Everybody, on the other side? Have
Yes.
we made it?
Chris,
Right.
real fast, do I remember all this stuff? Or did it look the same before?
So the rock enclosure looks exactly the same.
Okay.
You don't remember there being a trap before,
Okay.
or somehow you guys skipped over it if there was one. You vaguely remember the pile of clothes and stuff, but you didn't really check it out. And then you saw the same kind of glowing altar, but you don't remember getting much further than that because this is where Gussthorak kind of started fighting you guys last time.
Okay.
Can all of us see that pile of clothes?
Yep.
The coach thinks it's blankets.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Sarsa would go take a look at those clothes. I'm curious about that.
Whoa. Sarsa.
What, I ain't gotten to go shopping in a long time? We've been so busy.
There's always time for fashion.
And
Somebody left their costumes here.
Sarsa heads over to the pile of fabric, and then you hear in your heads,
I suppose you came looking for it, just like he did.
Yes.
The Spiralite. He's talking about the Spiralite.
Yeah, we can be less vague. We came for the Spiralite, just like he did, Massimo, big guy, big dumb,
not the
big,
Spiralite.
not dumb.
I'm Bart.
Yeah, Bart.
Big Bart.
Wait, not the Spiralite.
The Bard formerly known as Massimo, not the Spiralite.
Yes,
Discuss.
I recognize you. I recognize the big one. And the small blue one as well.
What about me?
Been a while.
Do you recognize me?
I'd never seen the rest of you.
Yeah.
And I probably won't again.
It's good to be
After
recognized.
tonight.
I've never seen you either, so
I don't see you now.
it's not like.
and
a
he
status
steps
thing.
out from behind the altar, and you see this Mind Flayer. And there's a couple of things. He's wearing a dark, kind of gray, shimmering blue leathers, straps around different parts of his arm. One of his hands is actually metal. It looks like the other one's just wearing a glove, but there's a metal hand on his left hand. He's also got some tubes and kind of fixtures and faucets and things like that on some sort of a backpack. There's metal canisters and things like that, steam coming out of them, out of different exhaust pipes. And you also notice that he's very short. He's
So it's
about
like Forrest Whitaker from Rogue One.
yeah, he's about as tall as Forrest
Deep
Whitaker.
So good.
No, he's
he's
actually about as tall as Coach.
You're kind of small for a Mind Flayer, right?
Is anybody else in the mood for calamari?
I've heard that one before.
Which one? The calamari or the short for? Okay, yeah. But mine was
The
mine
Forrest
was more-
Whitaker reference?
Have I made any headway on this clothing situation?
Okay, so I'm getting to that.
I think Sarsa's like trying to put two and two
All right.
together.
Okay. So Sarsa, make an investigation check.
Oh, yet another. That's gonna be a 17.
You find a few clothes, some simple scale mail. It's a kind of a big pile. It's not just one person's stuff. It looks like this is kind of a pile of remains of possibly victims over the years.
But just their
how deep do you want to go?
clothes? Well, I mean, just to kind of get a feeling, does this
There's
look like
clothes. There's
these-
a backpack towards the bottom. There's some boots. There's mostly like cloaks and clothes.
So they look like they all came from different people and they've been piled together.
Yeah,
Because they're obviously not on bodies.
right.
So
There's no bones.
somebody's removing these clothes from people
Oh, gross.
and putting them in a pile.
Gross.
I mean, it's a pile of clothes. Could be laundry day. You don't know.
Are there any women's clothing? Is it all men's?
From with the 17, I'll say, yeah, you notice a couple of things that probably will have a little bit more of a feminine a
Anything
vibe
like
to
a
them.
38C? Like, no, I'm just kidding.
Is there
So,
like blood or anything?
how much time do you want to spend on this?
Just like 10 seconds. Like,
Okay.
I think while he's talking, she's just kind of
there is some blood, mostly around collars.
Oh.
When you get to the backpack, when you notice it's a very similar to an adventurer's pack. And it's very dirty, but there's some embroidery on the front.
Anything I
that.
would recognize
You'd
or
have to
be
clean it
legible
off.
to me? I'd have to clean it off.
Yeah. So you spit on it, kind of rub your hand on it, and there's some initials. The initials are VDD.
Uh-oh.
Whoop-de-doo.
You are not over there yet.
All right. Whoop-de-doo.
Everybody,
Oh, yeah.
be careful. These guys, these mind flayers, they're coming for your brains.
Actually,
I'll skip the joke.
I'm not interested in that.
Oh, good.
That's
Oh,
why
no.
I was cast out from my tribe.
You vegetarian down there, love?
Well,
He's after my
because
body.
of this.
And he goes, and the tentacles kind of spread, and you see this twisted sort of seashell spiral shape and a pendant around his neck, and it's glowing this kind of orange and purple pearlescence. And he says,
This prevents me from having the hunger that most illithids have. I don't need to eat brains or anything for that matter.
So
Only plants and the occasional salad.
That's right. Well, your figure looks lovely.
Thank you.
So the Spiralite is keeping you good.
You know about my creation.
Your creation? Wait, are you
You know, there's a bag over here. It's got the initials VDD.
like Whoop-de-doo?
Well, I don't know if that many other people with those same initials.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
But the picture of Whoop-de-doo in my book is of a dwarf.
Yes. I've been here for a long time. They cast me out when I was first transformed. But then I found the Duragar. I made them follow me. Lots of them. And then we found Waldenthorpe. He was very handy. And then we came back. We destroyed the other illithids. And I made this my home. I've been studying, tinkering, continuing my work to work on this.
and he points back to the altar, the glowing altar, emanating this kind of energy. And he says,
It's really nice.
What does it do?
I found a way to harness its energy. Use it for my newest creations. I used to work in wood and stone, but now I work in flesh and blood and bone.
Okay, so not good then.
I'm much too busy to fight you. It's not my interest now. I've
I've got to keep working, but you're just in time to see my newest creation.
Anybody else got a wee bit of a bad feeling?
And he kind
about
of
it?
snaps one of his fingers, and you see these, out of some caverns off on the side, you see, there's a couple of tunnels to the left and right and behind. You see 3 dark, ashy skin dwarves, dwarf-looking creatures with shock white hair and various facial hair styles, and they're dragging out in chains this gorilla, like an ape. And he's just... and they're dragging him towards the altar. And then from the other side, you see a cart being dragged by 4 more of these Duragar, who you assume are the Duragar he was talking about. And they're dragging this cart, and it's kind of got like a little cage around it. And inside the cart is an octopus. And it's just... kind of suctioned on the
I'm having such Full
side.
Metal Alchemist flashbacks right now. I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah.
And Gussthorak says,
I've been able to combine creatures and figure out a way for them to join together. It's a wonderful life to these beasts of nature.
You think they really like that, though?
Guys, we should stop him before those combine. I don't really want to fight a gorilla puss.
Right. Listen, Voop did...
Octorilla? No,
Voop
good.
did do
Now
it.
is not the time to debate the
and
name.
so
Let's
and
stop
they
him.
put the gorilla, they kind of chain him down on top of one side of the altar, and then they take the octopus out, and the 4 Duragar lift him up, and 2 of them actually go, and they get bigger. Very similar to kind of the enlarge ability that you had before. These Duragar, 2 of them just go, and they grab the octopus and put him on the altar, and then you see this altar, just a beam of light goes up, and a couple of steam jets go off to the side, and it just and smoke fills the air and steam, and you all are kind of shielding your eyes a little bit. There's a lot of light, and you know how like when you shine light at a concert through lasers and things like that, through smoke.
Yeah.
And then after about a minute, the steam clears, and you see this gorilla top with gorilla arms, and then the bottom half of the gorilla has 8 tentacle legs, just and the gorilla just mad and raging, and he kind of is flinging his tentacles all over the place.
We should have stopped that sooner.
That's a wonderful thing, don't you think?
Listen,
How do you... no, let's explore this a little bit. Like, what... I want to get to know...
And the Duragar are like holding it back.
Great job, you guys. Keep up the good work. I want to get, if we get a little bit behind the curtain in the world of Gussthorak. Like,
You're interested in my work?
Absolutely. You are clearly a genius, and
Yes, I've
there's
read
just
your
so
work.
much to learn. Yes.
It's very interesting.
I'm forcing them together to give them the
Forcing.
power to
Okay.
destroy the surface
Power to
dwellers.
destroy. These are bad guy words.
You see, everyone up there has such meager intellect. No offense. So once they're gone, I can rise up and show them the way. The ones that fight back will be destroyed by my creatures and the Duragar, who now follow my bidding. And the lucky ones will be chosen for ceramorphosis, of course, while the others
That's a fun new word.
Ceramorphosis is the process in which you turn into an illithid.
Oh, okay.
Into a
Are you interested in that? Human?
actually, yes, quite interested. I'm gonna try and do a thing.
I don't suppose you came here to become one of the illithid, to join my cause.
Actually, Voop, can I call you Voop?
I suppose so. It's my
Right.
first. But
Sarsa's
no,
gonna
I am
kinda-
known as Gussthorak. The Duragar have called me Gussthorak. It means supreme intellect.
All right.
Gus
Well,
then, maybe
can I
Gus.
call you Gus then?
I suppose.
All right, Gus. Well, I just think that you are just so compelling. You're so smart. I'm gonna try and use my tiefling ability to charm person on him.
Okay.
Hear her out, Gus. She knows things too, if you know what I mean.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
I don't think illithids are very wise or smart.
Yeah.
Come on, I believe in me. And she's gonna like kind of give a little shoulder roll and be like, "Oh gosh, you're so smart."
This could give the campaign an angle Chris didn't plan for.
I live for that.
22.
Oh, he saves.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
It's
worth a shot.
Mr. To-Do,
My name is Gussthorak.
Mr. Thorak,
Gussthorak.
would you be willing to look through some of the writings that reference your work in this book of mine, and you could help me perhaps make any addendums or corrections? And we don't need to fight or have tentacles attacking us. I was swallowed recently. I really don't need any more of this.
Oh, my dear boy, I have a far superior intellect than you or anyone here.
This is probably
And I
true.
don't blame you for coming down here out of curiosity. Of course you want to find out more about my work.
Yes, much more.
I came down here because I too was curious. I was trying to find this.
And he points to the altar.
It's a thing of legend.
You didn't create this.
No.
What's it called?
Well, of course it's the Founder's Stone.
Oh, this is the Founder's Stone.
Oh, wait, I know that word. I thought it was inside of the... It's here? Oh, whoa. Whoa, my brain is doing a thing. The Founder's Stone are what the dwarves are looking for back in Falcon Reach. And it's here. So wait, were you the chosen one?
It's not really a chosen one sort of situation. It's whoever chooses themselves.
Oh, don't be modest. You're the chosen one for sure.
I was able to give life to the realm for another 500 years. But the time is approaching when another must sacrifice themselves and give life to the realm. I'm trying to prevent that from happening. That's why I'm creating these wonderful creatures. Have you seen other ones? I've sent them up in the last few weeks.
We have seen a few. That's what I was going to ask about. Like, what inspires you, Gussthorak, the great Gussthorak, to, like, pick, say, like, a poodle and a snake? Like, of all creatures, like, how do you like, match them up? Like, tell us about your
experiment
matchmaking
number
ability.
14. Well, I thought...
14.
Well, I got some feedback from one of my Durgar. Was that you, Wheelie?
Aye, it was.
And Wheelie said that I needed to make some of them cuter. So, I mean, they'd all been quite big and scary, so I started to make something with a little bit of fuzziness to it.
I'm working my way up towards him as he, like, gives information.
Okay.
Cute. Okay, they were cute on a spectrum of
So that's what that
Compared to the
was.
spy-dire
Yeah.
wolves,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would
Are
see.
those earlier? The
That's a good
spider
point.
wolves?
That was one of my first creations,
Yeah.
and they skittered off.
Is it necessary, in order to combine the animals, that they have differing numbers of legs, or is that just coincidental?
The gorilla's just kind of struggling, and the Durgar like,
Boss, I don't think we might not be able to hold him for that much longer. What do you want us to do with this one? Put him in the back room.
and they're starting to pull it a little bit.
Sorry, what was your question?
Do the animals have to have different number of legs in order to combine them?
I just like legs.
Okay.
Oh, you're a leg man. That's why this didn't work out.
Yeah, no, they're
Have
awesome.
you seen Coach?
He looks over and he's like,
You're a fine specimen, young
Oh,
man.
well, you're too
Should be
much.
proud of your calves. Combine you with a stag beetle or perhaps some sort of a gazelle.
Saeleas, what have you done?
yes, you can.
Let's
You're
think
within
about
arm's
that.
reach of him.
So if I can kind of comfortably get kind of like to his side, I want to, at an opportune moment, grab like whatever gear or hose or knob on his equipment that he's wearing and just start like turning things, depressurizing things, pulling off hoses.
That's such a bad
seeing what
idea.
happens.
Okay, he's not Bane.
Okay, hold on.
He gets huge.
Honestly, it was a reverse Bane.
Let me think about something for a second. Okay, so
And then, wait, actually, also, so if he gets distracted by that, with my other hand, I'd try to grab the Spiralite.
Oh, that's a really bad idea.
Oh.
That's keeping him friendly.
Oh, dear.
all right. So you're gonna make a sleight of hand check.
That was a 19, so it's a total of 22.
Okay, hold on. No perception.
Speller.
This might be over quick.
He rolled a 11 plus 6 is 17, so he does not see you. You're going sneaky for the Spiralite or for the tubes and wheels and
for the
stuff?
Spiralite. You're gonna notice the tubes.
Okay, he's like, oh,
Don't do that.
and you.
Sorry, I was just
pull
curious
it,
about
and
this
he
over
s-
here.
And
What's
then he
this
sees
do
you
right
reaching
here?
down. He's like, no, and these tendrils wrap around your hand, and I need you to make a strength check.
8.
Jerik, what are you doing?
He's not particularly strong, so you are able to pull that off of him.
And he goes, no!
Get them! Bad after this, we should go.
Oh, man.
Oh no, he's
Good
gonna
God! Get them! I need that back!
Jerik, this way!
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Gosh.
Hello, Knights of the Roll Table. This is Chris Daly, your Dungeon Master for Season 2 of the podcast. So this episode is part 1 of the Gussthorak encounter. It's a little bit longer, so we decided to break it up into 2 parts. Don't be alarmed when the episode ends and it's like, wait, what? Where's the rest? It'll come next week. We'll have the bonus episode on Friday, though, so you can listen to that while you're eating leftover turkey. Since we don't advertise the show, the best way to support us is to leave a rating and review on whatever podcast service you are listening to right now. It only takes a minute, and you don't even have to write something. Just a star rating is appreciated. I mean, hopefully more than 1 star, but, you do you. Now, go out and make life an adventure. So, Jerik has just pulled the Spiralite from Gussthorak. He is right next to him. This happened very quickly. There was no communication of a plan of what happened. So everything's kind of going on. You see this giant gorilla puss behind on the altar, and all the Duergar have seen this happen, and they turn. Some of them drop the chains, and the gorilla puss goes and starts flinging its tentacles. They pull various blades and swords and javelins and things like that. 2 of them are large, and you're all within this area. There's various stalagmites. Coach, what would you like to do?
Jerik, throw me the Spiralite! Trust me! That's my free action. I'm gonna hold my action. And I'm gonna hold it so that as soon... I'm gonna move as close to the edge of the cliff as I can, above the raging waters.
Yep.
And as soon as he throws me the Spiralite, I'm going to transform.
You're holding your actions for the mace.
Yeah, so this is, I'm holding the action on the mace.
All right. Hold action for when he throws the Spiralite.
When I catch the Spiralite.
All right. One of the Duergar, who we'll call Slashy, is going to use his action to enlarge. So he gets bigger.
Oh my.
And he's about the size of Bart now. He gets twice his size. So he just goes, and he pulls out a blade, and it starts glowing. And when this blade starts glowing, Remara, your spidey sense goes off a little bit, and it has this kind of psionic energy that's very palpable. That's his action, is to get bigger. The apetopus starts,
Oh dear.
and it is just lashing out, and it's very upset. So it only has a land speed of 10 feet, so it's going to move forward towards all of you. It can't quite get to you, but it's definitely moving towards you. Then another one of the Duergar, we're going to call him Stabby, is going to kind of go off to the side. He's going to use a bonus action to dash, and then he comes around and he's going to try to make some attacks. This time at Remara, he's going to make a multi-attack with 2 short swords, and this is also going to be a sneak attack. Probably gonna miss. It was a natural 1 and a 15.
Your AC is 13.
Okay.
Okay, so one of them hits you. Okay, you're gonna take 12 points of slashing damage. As a sword from the side, this guy is like really fast. He comes up kind of and kind of slashes you and kind of gets you on the arm and a little bit of your side.
As a reaction, I want to impose disadvantage on an attack roll. This is called psychic backlash.
If it says reaction, then you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it says as a reaction, I can impose disadvantage on an attack roll against me if I can see the attacker. If the attack still hits me, the attacker takes 2d10 psychic damage.
Dang.
Okay. So it hits you, But go ahead and roll 2d10.
10.
10. Okay. So this Duergar comes up and he slashes you, and it hits you in the arm. But then immediately he goes and kind of like grabs his head. But he takes 10 points of psychic damage. Another one that was kind of in the back behind where the others are. He's going to twist his hands a little bit and start muttering something. And he is going to cast...
I'm sorry, what was this one's name?
This one is named Wheelie.
Wheelie.
The one that
So
kind
we
of
have
mentioned earlier.
Is he wheelie?
Slammy, Stabby.
Slashy.
Oh, Slashy. I'm
Slashy,
sorry.
Stabby, Wheelie.
Slammy was his cousin.
Jerik,
Second guy.
Sarsa, and Coach. I need you to make charisma saving throws.
Oh.
Counterspell! He has to yell it out. It's his thing.
So wait, so if he's doing that, we're not making the save?
I feel like we just went through.
If it's level 3 or
Yeah.
lower,
So it's level 3
It's
or
level 3 or lower.
Okay, then
so
nothing happens.
So you see and then it kind of fizzles and he's like, what the?
My career. No, I'm good.
All right. Then another Duergar, a lot of Duergars. They're all kind of taken. There's different Duergar. There's 7 Duergar. Okay,
Whoa.
it's the
Really
Mind
hoping
Flayer
the
and the
last
7
one's named
Duergar. This one's name is Bernie, but Burny. He is one of the enlarged ones. So he's going to take his lance and it lights on fire.
Oh no! How about you, big guy?
He kind of takes it sort of flamethrower style and goes and it shoots out a 15-foot cone of fire. So I need Bart, Jerik, and Sarsa to make a dex save.
Oh dear.
Do I still have the ring that Aranya gave me?
Yep.
Yeah.
We all do. Well, you and I do.
You two.
You and I do. Okay.
16.
That's a 19 plus, so 21.
10.
Mine's been on the
Oh,
wall.
okay. Bart, you take 13 points of fire damage. Jerik and Sarsa, you take half, which would
I
be
also get halved because I'm a team.
great. Okay, so that's fine.
So excited.
So it's 6, and then so Sarsa, you take 3, and then Jerik, you take 6 fire damage.
I burn regular.
Okay. Saeleas, it's your turn.
Cool. Are there any? Can you kind of describe where everybody is? Because
So you're kind of in this
AOE
big. You're kind of in this big arena. Everybody's kind of spread around. There are some of the Duergar went to the left, some went to the right. Some are coming. There's the big gorilla octopus hybrid that's coming right down the middle. They're steering clear of that. Gussthorak is right next to Jerik, and he's kind of pulling away. And all of you are kind of in a little clump right now because nobody's moved.
So I'd really like to do tidal wave.
Okay.
And try to hit as many people as possible without hitting any of my people. So I can pick an area that it crashes down upon, and it can be up to 30 feet long and up to 10 feet wide and up to 10 feet tall. So I'd like to do that without hitting anyone on our side.
Okay. So are you on the left or the right, or in the middle?
I'd say the middle.
Okay.
Wouldn't
Or
be
you can
good.
start on one side and get 3, or start on the other side and get 4.
I'll go after the 4.
Okay.
I guess. They need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Make 4 dex saves. What are we trying to beat?
You are trying to beat my DC, which is 15.
That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a success. And that's a fail.
All right.
3 of them fail, 1 of them succeeds.
So the 3 that fail are going to be knocked prone, and they're going to take 48 damage, and the other one's going to take half that but not be knocked prone.
Okay.
That's
9.
That's 9.
9 damage for the 3.
Yep. And 4 for the other guy. That was not as successful as I would have liked.
1, 2, 2.
But
3,
3 of
2.
them. But 3 of them are prone.
I'm sure it
that's
looked
good.
cool. It was.
Slashy, Stabby, and Wheelie are hit by the tidal wave, and Bernie is not.
Now he's steamy.
Tidal
Bernie
wave!
did not get hit.
In another life, all of these had Mick before their names, and they were doctors on Grey's Anatomy. We had Mick Slashy,
Mick
Stabby.
That
I
show's
would
still on.
watch.
It could happen.
Meredith Grey would be in heaven right now.
Okay, 1 second.
I don't think that
adding-
like the fan base or of people that would be listening to this podcast would overlap that at
crossover.
all.
Maybe
It's
we'll
a
make
very
that
niche
happen,
joke.
right? We're gonna get in there.
Tonight on Knights of the Roll Table,
Prone.
Grey's Anatomy.
Saeleas, that ends your turn?
Yes, that will
We're in
end
a
his turn.
hospital.
Okay.
Everyone's dying for some reason.
All
Worst
right.
hospital ever.
Oh, and you know what I didn't do on either of those things?
What is that?
I did not roll for Wild Magic.
Roll for wild magic.
And that is a 1.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. So
Yeah.
what? Please roll a D100.
Wild magic.
Wild
hope my hair
magic.
falls out again.
Oh.
You make my spells flop.
Right, so that is an
Ding, ding,
86.
You
You
do.
make my
I
hair
cast-
drop to the
ding, ding.
So that's an 86. I cast Mirror Image,
Okay.
which actually I think is a good thing.
That's a
Yeah.
good thing. Yeah.
3 illusory duplicates of yourself
Yeah.
appear in your space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with you and mimic your actions, shifting position, so it's impossible to track which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss the illusory duplicates. Why would I do that?
It's so good.
Each time a
Doppelgangers all
creature
over
targets
again.
you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates.
Cool.
You...
Saeleas, is what's happening on purpose?
Yes, no, of course. What?
Thanks for clarifying.
All right. So
I've had this
Gussthorak
nightmare.
says,
Waldenthorpe, playtime.
and then out of the back cavern, you see. Actually, you don't hear anything. You just see this. Floating, tentacled beast with 6 eye stalks on the top, floating around in different directions, and a central eye that's big and blinking. And then the bottom has these tentacles kind of floating around.
I'm regretting the calamari remark.
This is Waldenthorpe.
All my mining classes get all these warnings about mind flayers and
Make a history check, Coach.
yeah.
That part of like the safety training
You
for
know it.
OSHA requirements.
17.
Okay. This looks similar to, a beholder,
but it's
not
smaller.
a beholder. It's smaller. It has less eye stalks, but it has a very similar. It's reminiscent of the Mind Flayer, of the Illithid. You've heard rumor of a hybridized version of this, and it kind of makes sense that Gussthorak would have one of these. And he mentioned that he was able to capture something with the Duergar's help. This is a mind witness.
Ooh.
This guy really is into legs.
Well, tentacles.
Yeah.
Technically, there's no legs. So Waldenthorpe is going to make 3 magical eye ray spells.
Jeez.
Let's have some fun.
Why did you take me here? Why? I was in college. I had a career going. I had headshots taken. I had an audition
I'm gonna
lined
be
up.
real frank.
Why
I
am
saw
I
you
here?
perform, and I don't think that was going to work out that well for you, boy.
Jerik,
I don't think
I
this
need
is
you to
going to
make
work
a
out too well
dex.
for me.
I need you to make a dex saving throw.
6.
Okay. A green burst of energy comes out from one of the eyes, and you feel it hit you kind of square in the chest. And all of a sudden, all of your movements become very slow. And you are, for 1 minute, your speed is halved. And you can't take reactions. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. It's a slowing ray. Saeleas, make a strength saving throw.
What's 3 minus 1? 2.
Okay. It's going to pick you up and move you, and you're floating in the air. All of a sudden, you just see Saeleas kind of raise up in the air.
Hold on. Roll a d20 because you have your mirror images.
I do have my mirror images. Okay, that's a 13.
Okay, so it hits a mirror image.
Okay.
So I have 3, so I roll a 6.
It's basically a hologram.
You're like Gem.
Okay, so the duplicate's AC equals 10 plus my dexterity modifier, and if it's
So you're not-
the
okay.
duplicate is destroyed.
Okay, so it doesn't take. It's not doing any damage on this. It's a telekinetic ray.
But he's truly outrageous.
So
Truly outrageous.
it's going to shoot this ray. It's a blue ray, and it kind of goes through one of the mirrors, and the mirror the image just kind of looks down and says,
Oh, you missed.
Waldenthorpe goes, ah. Okay, one last one. Okay, this is going to be for Coach. It is going to shoot a pink ray at you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Ugh.
Pretty.
Oh, that's a nice. 10.
All right. You feel this pink ray kind of hit you on the side. And all of a sudden, all of your muscles just seize up and you are stunned. You are stunned for 1 minute.
Oh, gosh.
Again, you can repeat a saving throw at the start of each of your turns, ending the effect on a success, but it lasts for 1 minute. That ends the Mind Witness's turn. Sarsa, you are up.
Oh my god, there's been a lot happening here. You know what? I'm gonna make my little gamble and we'll see how it pays off. I'm gonna go rush over to Gussthorak, and Sarsa's gonna attempt a melee attack on him, and I'm gonna try inflict wounds as a 3rd level spell. Oof. I'm gonna say, Saloon, guide me! 25 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, cool. Sorry. That's 16 damage. Two of those were
and
ones.
That's what kind of damage?
That is a necrotic damage.
Okay.
That was not as beefy as I had hoped.
You see Gussthorak, and you just kind of...
That was not very nice, my dear.
Hello, not a nice lady.
All right. Is that your turn?
Then I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. Bart, the bold bard, you are up.
Bardic inspiration for Remara.
Was that a keytar?
Yeah.
Bart pulls out this small kind of handheld, there's little metal tongs, and he sort of plays this tiny little thing that nobody can hear, because you just hear... and you hear this burp, 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 burp. Remara feels a little bit inspired by all of this, and she feels like, I think we can do this. Okay, that's your bonus action.
Does she, Emily? Does she really feel that?
She might.
I wrote that for you.
Oh, okay.
And then, should I play some more, or
Yes.
did we get enough? Okay,
Encore!
here we go.
Suddenly you all change into 8-bit characters, and a little
Side scroller.
a little box pops up and like, fight, save, run. Okay. So what else do you want to do, Bart?
And then, oh boy, which is closer, the Bernie, the beholder, or the gorilla?
Squid. So are you imagine you're in a V of all of you guys, the 6 of you, you're in a V. Are you on the right or the left?
Right.
Or in the middle?
Right.
Right. Okay. So you're closer to the 4 that Saeleas attacked.
So 3 of them are prone.
3 of them are prone. 1 of them, Bernie, just threw a fiery lance at you.
Oh, I know.
Or
Okay.
Burned you with like a flamethrower.
But he's close to me?
Yep.
All right. Then
He's
I'm
within
going to
striking distance.
aim my weapon at him. And cast True Strike.
Okay.
So I'll get to use that next turn.
Okay. All right. So Bart casts True Strike. Great.
We should point out on Weston's Patreon, the songs you get are much better.
This does not come from my Patreon.
Okay. All right. Remara, you're up, and Jerik, you're right after Remara.
Okay. So I'm over on the right too.
Yeah.
Do I have like a pretty clear shot at multiples of them that don't include us?
You could get the 3 that are prone as well as Bernie.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
This is Psychic Blast. As an action, I unleash devastating psychic energy in a 60-foot cone. Right? So I can just go like straight at them without these guys, right? Each
Sure.
creature in that area must make an intelligence saving throw, taking 8d8 psychic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Jeez. That tidal wave did nothing for that.
8d8.
Punch him in the brain.
Punch them all in the brain.
9.
Nope.
9.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what that means in German. Good job.
12.
What does 12 mean in
doesn't-
German?
And
I don't
6. Assume they all fail.
They all fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
88.
Okay.
All right. Give me some damage.
Jeez.
This is slashy, stabby, wheelie, and burning.
48.
48? Oh,
48.
4d8. Okay.
48. Yes, I rolled 8d8 and it was 48.
Oh, man. That's a lot better than my
serious?
4d8 that rolled 9.
So basically, you got the complete opposite of my roll.
Oh. Ooh, okay.
What was this thing that you just cast?
Psychic Blast.
I want one.
Jeez. Wow, okay.
If I level up, I get to do Psychic Crush, but just
gosh.
wait, just wait.
All right. So, Remara, just describe how your kind of your physicality here and what you do here.
So it's like a cone shape, so I just kind of like, I just use some like hand cones and just kind of like, I just sort of like feel the, kind of energy going out.
Okay.
And then like squeeze them, like pinch their little heads as I go by.
Okay, so Remara puts her. You all kind of see that Jerik sees this in what he feels is slow motion, and you see Remara kind of put her hands out and kind of twist her wrist right at the center of her chest and kind of thrust out her hands, and then you see Slashy, Stabby, Wheelie, and Bernie. 3 of them are on the ground, and they all start going. And Bernie just kind of grabs his head, and and their eyes are bulging out, and they're like,
Like Total Recall.
and they all just fall down. She takes
my.
all of them out. They are gone.
So Slashy,
Can I move my True
Stabby.
Strike?
Wheelie,
Oh,
and
sorry.
Bernie are gone.
Should have saved that one for you.
No, it's. You know what? That's fine.
Oh my gosh!
So Slashy.
All that work coming
You
up with
bookmark that
7 dwarf names.
Oh, actually, it should be more because I get +2 bonus damage on Psychic
It doesn't
Assault.
matter.
So.
Well.
They're already dead.
50 total
They
damage.
can't.
That got one solid turn.
I mean, it's cool. All right, so
Prone help.
Remara just unleashes psychic
should've had
dominance
advantage.
here without breaking a sweat, and there it is. What else would you like to do on your turn?
Right now.
Redo all of my turns.
I'm glad I held
You do
my
not
action.
need bardic inspiration. Now I don't have
That's
a True
how it was
Strike.
possible for me to roll 48.
You
Your
also had
inspiration.
advantage against the 3 that
Oh,
were
so you
prone.
use the inspiration?
Only if it's melee.
Oh, not that
Oh, is that-
inspiration.
is that right?
His
Oh, his
musical
inspiration. Oh, great. Okay, great.
She still has that for a future turn when
Right.
she breaks other people's heads.
So can just as my like bonus, can I just walk or run over to try to get like Jerik away from Gussthorak?
Sure, you want to pull him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can move over. You've already used your action, so
Okay.
you'll be next to Jerik and Gussthorak.
Okay.
So you can use your movement to move over there. Yes. Wow. Okay, Jerik.
Yes.
It's your turn. You're moving very slow, half speed. You can still take an action, slow speed. What do you want to do?
This is a spell effect on me, the slow spell. It's important. So I'm asking because I know a spell called Lesser Restoration, which removes an effect, including paralyzed or deafened or blinded. But it's specific: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. And it seems I'm less hurt than paralyzed, but it's its own specific thing, so it
Yeah.
probably wouldn't work.
We need Dispel Magic.
So
Also,
I have-
if you're doing a high five and someone does up high
it's gonna be
and then does down low,
I'm gonna be behind.
it will always
Yeah.
be too slow.
Good to remember. All right,
You
so-
won't hit that bottom
Every
hand.
time, every time.
You won't hit that bottom hand.
Yeah, that's
So I'm near Sarsa, who just inflicted wounds, and Remara, who went to come to me, right?
Yes.
And Coach has his hand up waiting for the Spiralite. Little do you know, he's completely frozen.
It's like, I'm open.
You can talk, you just can't move.
Just lasso it around my hand.
You're waiting for a Spiralite throw that will not happen because it's going to happen really quickly. You're just like, what's that?
You idiots are playing with this Spiralite and Remara's just gonna kill everyone.